What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here. Today we're playing some Watcher of Realms. Guys, we have another video for the Witch's Call event here. We're going to be talking everything you need to know about the store, as well as everything you need to be making sure that you're doing during this event, if at all possible, in order to maximize the rewards you can get from it. Let's dive right in. And welcome back, guys. So here we go. We're going into the Witch's Call event, and there are several things in here you need to make sure that you are completing and you're doing at least once, or some of them are daily. First things first, guys, when you first come in here, you need to make sure you're going through and you are clearing the story mode. There's 5 story modes. Each one of them gives you a specific set of units, and it's very easy to be able to figure out what you are supposed to be doing. The goal of these is basically just to show off, you know, Dahlia and what she's capable of. Once you get to 4 and 5, you will use your own teams, but 1, 2, and 3 are, or actually 3 is your own team as well. Is it just 1? Oh yeah, here we go. 1 and 2 is the, you know, they give you a specific lineup, but 3, 4, and 5, you can use your own team. Very simple. You could basically auto your way through it. Just place down some champs. I literally did all of these with just like my Hex, my Silas, and my, you know, Eovar. Like, it was that simple. But then we have the challenge mode. Now, challenge mode is very specific. You need to do this every single day. You get these rewards every single day, which really does add up. So you want to make sure that you're coming in here and aiming to get at least 16, but if you can reach 40 million. There is a good thing to know about this, where you can come in here and you can get various rare epic or legendary relics that can very much change how powerful your team is. I'm gonna have a video going over how I get my 40 million, and I think it's a good way for you to be able to kind of focus on trying to get yours as well, because focusing on a specific thing, in this case burning and or poison, is probably the best way to proceed. It's definitely possible for you to hit 40 million with a free-to-play roster. You know, I was able to do it myself. There's a lot of people in here that are using some, you know, rares, or not rares, but some epics, right? You see greed in a lot of these comps. There's vortex and hollow is in those comps, right? There's definitely some viability. AI is actually in one of these comps. That's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, there's a biz out, right? There's a lot of potential here for you to use, you know, epics, but of course legendaries are going to be better. So if you have the legendaries, that'll be more helpful, but make sure you come in here every day and get your highest score, preferably 40 million if you can, to get those additional 250 better souls. Then we want to go down and we want to look at the Witch's Trial. This is another place where you're going to get a ton of the currency, right? So this is what I was talking about. You want to clear L1, L3, L5 in order to get 700 of the broken souls. Then you want to clear the Witch Mode's challenge time 3 times, which is 200 of the broken souls. 5 million and 30 million score in those events will get you 600, 200, and 400 respectively. And then of course you have the summons. Now, summons is of course going to be specific on if you are summoning in the events, right? If you're going for Dahlia or if you're going for Magda, then you want to try and summon. If you're at, for example, 40 summons, I would recommend maybe going for that last 10 pull, see if you get lucky, and also picking up the additional 400 broken souls if you need it. Same thing if you're at like 80 or 90, maybe it's worth going in to get these 400 bitter souls. I would maybe recommend holding off until you see how many of these souls you're actually able to accomplish throughout the week. For example, if you're one of those people that maybe sometimes hits 40 million, but you don't always, maybe you don't need this 400 because you're going to hit 40 million enough. You'll get the additional 250 of these souls. Same thing with 200, you get 1,000. Then you have the purchases. So you make 3 purchases for 200 of the blue, make 10 purchases for 200 of the yellow. This is just going to happen naturally as you accumulate rewards, so don't worry too much about that. Then we have survive any stage of the Witch's Calling challenge mode. You'll get 200 for that. Clear the stage with at least 3 damage amplifiers, 200. And then complete 5 Witch's Trial quests. You'll get 200. So you should be able to get all of these done very quickly. These are the ones that I'm really kind of like waiting on, and I could go do them like literally right now if I wanted to. You just have to clear this 4 times. Well, for me, 4 more times, and then do it specifically with 3 durability. So just focus on getting survivability ones and then speed ones, etc. Not too difficult. Then of course we get to the thing that you're probably here for from the get-go, which is what should you be focusing on in the Witch's Call event? Well, I've already purchased some things, so I think it's probably pretty obvious what you should be focusing on, at least the things that I'm going to recommend that you focus on. First things first, when it comes to your broken souls, I highly recommend picking up the Orb of Ruin. This is an exclusive artifact. Even if you aren't going for Dahlia, exclusive artifacts are very rare. Not as rare as they used to be, right? Because you have the, Nightmare Void Rift where you can get the currency with a higher chance at exclusives. So it's not as rare as it used to be, but definitely highly recommend using the currency to purchase the Orb of Ruin. I also recommend picking up the blue summons because blue summons are very important, especially with us going into the anniversary of, the game. A lot of blue summons are going to be required, both for Dahlia, Anora. We also have Magda and several other champions and events for fusible champions. The more blue summons you have, the better. So I personally recommend picking up the blue summons. Esme and the Avatar is a personal choice. I think Esme is a decent champion. She's not nearly as good as she could have been if they wouldn't have changed how poison worked. But because of the nerf to poison, she's not as good anymore, but she does have some viability in some places. So if you want to pick her up, you can. If you're someone who doesn't summon very often, it might not be a bad idea. But if you're someone like me, who I summon pretty regularly because of the content creator rewards that I get, I don't really need to pick up epics, because if I wanted to, I could literally go and just max the one copy of Esme that I have pulled with my epic soul stones, and there's a good chance you guys probably have enough to do the same. So kind of up to you in that regards. Then, of course, we come down to the bottom here, and I think that all of these are worth purchasing, but it's going to depend on what you want. So, for example, I'm going to be going for the Avatar just because I like having those things that are exclusive. We don't know when this event's going to come back around, if it's going to come back around. I think it's kind of fair that we can assume it's probably going to come back around in the next maybe 6 to 9 months, as that's kind of the range that they did for rerunning Reeve and, Lust, etc., all that kind of stuff, I'm sure. I'm sorry, Felcha. We'll get those probably. So it'll probably come back, but I'm going to pick this up myself personally because I think that it's a good idea. Then arena permits on auto fights. I think everyone should purchase. Auto fights are really helpful. It allows you to do things a lot easier, a lot smoother. You don't have to worry about your battery dying because you can just auto fight it in the background, etc. And then anything left over you want to put into gold. You could pick up the 5-star psychic power if you really feel like you need. I personally have 21 psychic powers, and that's not including all of the 5-star champions that I have, so I'm not going to be wasting my currency here. I'd rather go for gold personally. Then we go into the expensive stuff. Well, I think right off the bat, definitely 100% pick up the ancient shards. This is an entire ancient shard, which is really helpful, especially because we have some really, really, really good ancient banners coming up very soon. And so having as many of these ancient shards as possible is going to be very good for literally everyone's account. Even if you're a whale, guys, it's less money you have to spend or more chances at getting what you want if you're going to spend the same amount no matter what. Then we have the Avatar and the chat bubble, which I think are personal decisions. I personally am going to be holding off and holding all of my currency to see what I'm able to purchase. So if I'm able to purchase both the Avatar and the chat bubble while also still getting the diamonds, I probably will do that. If I can only pick one of the Avatar or the bubble, I will personally get the Avatar because I don't talk in chat very often. I don't care too much about the bubble. So the Avatar is cool. It's exclusive. I'm going to prefer that over the bubble. And then if their event comes back around, I'll pick the bubble up for myself at that point. But guys, this is kind of what I'm going to be doing personally. I do kind of wish that there was some more stuff in here. Especially because at least maybe what they could do, and this is just a thought process, but maybe what they could do is if you've purchased one of these exclusives in the, in this store, like if I purchase the Avatar, then the next time this event comes around, something else is in the place of the Avatar. That would be really cool, like a currency. Maybe we get a gold summon, or some more blue summons, right? Or an extra copy of the Orb of Ruin, like something interesting in here would be really, really cool. But ultimately, guys, this is what I recommend personally for the Witch's Call event store, so use this as you will. I know you guys have enjoyed when I make these in the past, so I figured I'd go ahead and make one for this event. We'll also, of course, make another one for when, Anora's event comes out as well. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button to let me know that you liked it. Leave a comment down below with how well are you doing in your Witch's Call event. Have you purchased everything you're going to purchase? Did you pull for Dahlia? If you haven't already seen my video, you'll see I'm sitting at 249 of 250. We're waiting for the Magda banner to pull to pity on her, and then we'll come in here and pick up our Dahlia copy. But guys, that's it for me today. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to hit that sub button, as it does help promote the channel to the YouTube algorithm. It also will make me really, really happy, and you will get all of the golds. You'll get a 10 gold pull in your next 10 pull. I swear. Scout's honor, man. Scout's honor. Anyways, guys, that's it for me today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.